Formaji YouTube video k lia oper jo tum ny story lik kdhs k oper tai men strong hook lik k do. Hook jandar. Suspenseful our curiosity si barpor hona chaye k mary vauer engage ho jn our video ko ntk deken title, The Town with No Shadows. I arrived at the town just before sunset. The sky glowed orange, yet the ground beneath my feet stayed strangely bright. I noticed my shadow was missing. I stopped walking and looked down again. There was nothing following me. The buildings stood tall and clean. Walls reflected light in a dull and unnatural way. Every street looked evenly lit. No dark corners. No shade under balconies. Even the trees rested on glowing pavement without casting shapes. A cold sensation crept up my spine. I raised my hand in front of my face. My fingers moved, but no silhouette appeared. The air felt heavy and still. I heard footsteps behind me. I turned quickly. A man stood a few steps away. His face looked calm and empty. He smiled slowly. His feet touched the ground, yet no shadow formed beneath him. I asked him about the light. My voice sounded smaller than I expected. He tilted his head as if listening to something far away. He said the town stays pure this way. I asked what he meant by pure. He pointed toward the center of the town. A low hum vibrated through the street. The light around us grew brighter. My eyes began to sting. I felt warmth on my skin, almost like a burning touch. People started appearing from doorways. They stood silently, watching me. None of them had shadows. Their eyes reflected the glow like glass. The ground beneath me started to pulse. I tried to step back. My feet felt glued to the street. The man stepped closer. I finally noticed something moving beneath the surface of the light. Dark shapes twisted slowly under the ground. They reached toward where my shadow should have been. The dark shapes pressed harder against the surface. The glowing street rippled like thin water. A sharp pressure formed around my feet. I felt something pulling downward. The man watched me without blinking. His smile widened as if he had been waiting for this moment. The people around us moved closer. Their steps made no sound. Their faces remained empty of emotion. The light intensified until the air itself seemed white. I tried to scream, but my throat felt tight and dry. A vibration passed through my bones. The shapes beneath the ground stretched upward. They clawed at the space beneath me. I realized they were searching. They were searching for my shadow. A sudden memory flashed in my mind. I remembered standing in sunlight as a child. I remembered laughing while my shadow copied every move. The memory felt distant and fragile. The ground cracked softly beneath my shoes. Thin lines of darkness leaked through the glowing surface. The people around me leaned forward. Their eyes reflected hunger. The man raised his hand. The light around my body shifted. A sharp pain spread across my back. I felt a tearing sensation. Something was being pulled from me. A dark shape peeled away from my feet. My shadow surfaced for the first time. It writhed like a living thing. The crowd released a low breath together. The sound echoed unnaturally. The shadow stretched and twisted. It tried to crawl back toward me. The light burned brighter. The man spoke again. He said shadows carry weakness. He said shadows remember fear. He said the town feeds on them. The ground opened wider. The dark shapes below wrapped around my shadow. I felt suddenly lighter. A strange emptiness spread through my chest. The shadow was dragged downward. It vanished beneath the glowing street. The cracks sealed instantly. The light returned to its smooth surface. The pain in my back faded. I looked down again. There was nothing beneath me. No shadow. No darkness. The crowd slowly stepped away. Doors opened behind them. They disappeared into the buildings. The man turned toward the center of the town. He gestured for me to follow. My body moved without resistance. My thoughts felt dull and distant. The streets seemed clearer now. The brightness no longer hurt my eyes. I felt calm. Too calm. We passed mirrors set into the walls. I glanced at one. My reflection smiled back at me. The smile felt unfamiliar. We reached a wide open square. A pillar of light rose from the ground. It hummed softly. I felt drawn toward it. The man stepped away. He said I belonged here now. I stepped closer to the light. Warmth wrapped around me. A strange silence filled my mind. I tried to remember my fear. The memory slipped away. The town glowed peacefully. Above me, the sky darkened. Yet the streets below remained bright. Still no shadows formed. I stood beneath the pillar of light. Its glow wrapped around me like a silent command. The hum slowed to a steady rhythm. I felt my heartbeat begin to match it. The town seemed to breathe with me. For a moment, I felt complete. Then something stirred deep inside my chest. A faint ache surfaced. It felt like a memory knocking from the other side of a closed door. I tried to ignore it. The light demanded stillness. I took one more step forward. The ache grew sharper. Images flashed in my mind. Dark rooms, soft corners, resting beneath trees, standing in shade on a hot day. I realized what the emptiness truly was. Without